Hey guys, welcome back to the video. Today I'm going to be showcasing my very simple, yet immortal and versatile build for the one and only Starlightblade in Voxlblade. This build has very high damage. It deals true damage so it can avoid all defenses, and it also deals every magic damage type. It's cheap and easy to set up, and does not require any boss fights. It's versatile and nearly immortal if you play right. The only downside is it has hardly any team support. There are no healing nor team buffs. And the special does absurdly high damage while also having range. I'm able to solo the Void Rift in the Tundra without blocking or dodging a single attack and without using any healing potions. And I finish off at full health. Look how absurdly easy that was. Imagine what you can do if you actually block and dodge. If you look at the timestamps for the video, you can see that it's beautifully organized. You can skip to anything you want with ease, so don't feel the need to watch the entire video, even if it's not something you want to see. So the primary and only weapon for this build is the Starlightblade with the matching Starlight handle. This weapon deals true damage, which is signified by the white damage mark. This version of damage ignores all armor. So this damage I'm dealing here to a basic NPC, that's the same damage it'll do to any NPC in the entire game. No enemy has armor against this. And as you can see, every time I attack an enemy, 2 stars fall to the sky and attack them, each star dealing a random damage type. This weapon also scales at a rate of 0.2 with every magic damage type. While also using the hilt and the blade, you get this absurdly powerful special move that can shred nearly any enemy, as you can see what's happening to this Yeti. This weapon also has a fairly good heavy attack of 1 quick slam that deals decent damage. It also knockbacks and guard breaks. As stated before, you can use any magic damage type with this weapon, but Alchemist armor is particularly the best armor for this weapon, as the blade takes damage scaling from every magic type, and the Alchemist armor gives magic damage of every type, as well as a little bonus to dexterity. This armor is very good for everyday general gameplay, as it also provides a jump boost, a speed boost, and a unique stat called Potion Chugger, which significantly increases the effectiveness and the speed at which you drink potions. I am also using the magical caster ring, as it provides magic damage boost, and a caster stat, which reduces my rune cooldown by 10%. You can use any ring you want that provides the magic bonus. Just look through them and see what you want. I am also using the magic missile rune for more magic boost. It shoots out 2 little quick moving projectiles that deal true damage, as it scales with what your weapon's damage is. These deal pretty high damage, and they pierce so they can hit multiple enemies, though they do not have very high range, and they shoot straight in front of you, so it can be hard to aim. For this build, due to the ring and rune I chose, I put magic enchant on everything, though you can literally choose any magic enchant you want, and it will boost the damage. Though, if you choose a different enchant, I'd recommend choosing the rune and ring to go with it. For example, if you want to use the Fireball rune, simply put the Burning enchant on your armor and have the Fire ring. For my guild and race, I'm using Arborian with the Vampire Guild. The Vampire Guild is extremely good, and it's the main thing that allows me to run headlong into battle without blocking or dodging. I get passive lifesteal of 0.1. This makes it so I heal for 1% of the damage I do. And I get the Vampire stat, which increases both my defense and my damage while in the shade, as well as making it so I get a huge burst of healing whenever I kill an enemy. Do note that I take more damage and deal less damage while in the sun, as well as healing less if I'm in the sun. So that's where the Arborian race comes into play. Normally you cannot become a vampire with the Arborian, but with the new update you can. I will have a video linked in the description describing the details, as it's obtained in a different way. The Arborian, as a vampire, gets passive healing while in the sun and in the shade. So that is a constant passive healing that is signified by the little green particles coming off of me. The Arborians also get a little bit passive defense, and whenever they attack an enemy, they have a chance to summon roots around said enemy, dealing extra damage and stun, which is also applied by my rune and special. And since I shoot down 2 stars whenever I attack, that triples the chance of the roots appearing. And as you can see with my special ability, it summons roots quite often because of how rapidly it attacks. However, it is important to note that as a vampire, your holy defense is reduced by 100%, and the Argonians, your fire defense is reduced by 100%. This effectively reduces both your holy and fire defense by 100% each, making it so you often get one-shotted by the explosive bees as they deal holy. Though it's not as big of a deal as fire damage, as explosive bees and bud boys are the only 2 enemies in the game that deal holy damage, though the fire damage is a little more problematic. However, your healing can easily counter this. Now is the part of the video where I go into detail on how to get every piece of gear that I have, in case you do not know. For the Starlight Blade and its corresponding handle, you need to own the Prism Blade and the Prism handle, and then upgrade them for 100 SP each. To get the Prism Blade and handle, they have a small chance to be obtained when opening Astral Presents. These Astral Presents can be obtained by combining an Astral Wrapping Paper and a Binding Orb. The Binding Orb can be crafted from 1 Cleansing Tear and 1 Binding Corrupted. You can get Binded Corrupteds from corrupted glowing purple enemies that can rarely be found, and a Cleansing Tear can be bought for 500 V at the church. The Astral Wrapping Paper costs 1,000 at the Traveling Snail Merchant, who always sells it. To find the Traveling Snail Merchant, there are multiple YouTubers who post daily videos on where he is. If you want to go the magic route and get the caster ring, you're going to need 1 gold ring and 2 mage cores for crafting. These mage cores can rarely be dropped from the magelings, which are the blue square-looking NPCs that can be found around the forest that has the river leading to the swamp and the church. Gold rings can be dropped by the same guys. If you want the magic missile rune, this is probably the hardest item to get in the set besides the sword itself. You are going to need 2 Bumble Bomb cores, which can be dropped by the Bumbles Bomb bees, which can be found in the Queen Bee dungeon. You're going to need 1 blank rune, which can be dropped by any boss, but can be obtained by trading rather easily. You're going to need 2 Bud Boy flowers, which drop from the Bud Boys, who are the flower NPCs that spin around with a flower on their head in the flora fields. And you're going to need 3 bullfrog tongues, which come from the big bullfrogs in the swamp that use their tongue to pull you to them. For the alchemist gear, you can simply buy it in the mushroom area. I will show you the exact location.